And what up? It's Ty 1822. Give you my thoughts on Vince McMahon's Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. Now, this thing right here on Monday was buzzing on the internet. Twitter was just loving this right here. Now, I do not have the WWE Network, so I watched the interview on Wednesday, and it was a tremendous interview. So Vince McMahon was bringing up how the roster is not like the days and after era to start with the Austin. They don't reach for the brass ring. He mentioned John Cena did it. John Cena, of course, the biggest star in WWE today. Well, he should have mentioned Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan, the guy who did the same thing too, and got himself really over with the crowd. Now, we have WWE superstars today who are just who they are, which is mid-carders. And you have guys who could be potential main event stars down the line. Now, WWE, we know professional wrestling is a lot of politics. So it's a lot of guys out there who could be guys that can be main eventers down the line. Some guys that would not be main eventers down the line. WWE, for some reason, on certain guys, they do not like to give them that push. Then saying, oh, they got to go after that brass ring. But is that really true right there? To me, Vince was just telling Stone Cold Steve some bullshit. That's what it was to me, and I think a lot of fans also believe that. Also, it just, Vince look at a certain superstar like, no, this guy is not going to be a top superstar down the line. Because it is ones who not going to be top superstar down the line. They are ones that with potential, and they should see what can they do, and they will not do it. The problem with W today is that they will get somebody, right, who's over with the crowd, and they start to really get over it, like a guy in Cesaro, who Stone Cold Steve Austin brought up to Vince McMahon. Now, yes, Cesaro don't really have the it factor. He would not be a main event superstar in WWE, but they shouldn't kill his momentum. Stone Cold mentioned it. Cesaro get older. I became a fan of him. Then all of a sudden he's with Paul Heyman. It kills his momentum. He was doing the swing. The crowd was loving him. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He would get himself over. So what? Cesaro is not going to be that guy who's going to be a John Cena. You can still do other things with Cesaro. A guy like Dolph Ziggler. I like Dolph Ziggler. I know Dolph Ziggler will not be a main eventer in WWE. But the problem with WWE, with Dolph Ziggler, he'll be an Intercontinental champion or United States champion. Then he will start jobbing for weeks and weeks and weeks. Go back to win another Intercontinental, another United States championship. Then, he'll probably, get a couple championship matches for the WWE title, the world title. Then he go back to being a jobber. Then he go back to the mid card. Everything's repeat with Dolph Ziggler. There's guys out there, you could say like a Bray Wyatt, who could be a main eventer down the line. But is WWE going to give him that ball to run with? I say no. They will not do it with him. Daniel Bryan was the last guy to do it. CM Punk did it himself. So those are two guys that took the ball and he ran with it. He got himself over in WWE. Now, is this man really trying to say that, hey, they didn't do what Punk and Daniel Bryan did? And of course, he wasn't going to mention those guys. Of course, he was going to go to John Cena, of course. But the last two guys to do it was CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. They did it themselves. Now, all this man got to do and WWE Creative got to do is, okay, let's test the water with each guy. Okay, we see this guy get over right here. If this guy continues to get over the crowd, let's keep pushing, keep pushing. Let's see what can he do. If he fail, we do something with him different, put him in the mid-card, make him a good superstar in the mid-card division. For some reason, in WWE, this is their thing. Okay, when we give you a chance to become a star and you don't do it, we're going to push you and make you a jobber. That's the one thing that goes on WWE too much for me as a fan. It happens non-stop. Wow, that. Over as hell with the crowd. Main event, a couple pay-per-views. They decided to turn the hill. He was nothing. Lost so much momentum. Started jogging. Why? For what? Makes no sense. You can still do certain things with certain superstars. If you're a mid carder, you're gonna be a mid carder and do things good on TV. There's a lot of guys who will just be really good mid carders and be over with the crowd. But you have a lot of guys on TV every single week, and it gets frustrating when you watch a guy who is over with the crowd and all of a sudden they want to pull the rug from under their feet. It's frustrating to watch you see certain superstars like a Dolph Ziggler. How come Dolph Ziggler just can't be a guy who just be really good in the mid card, always consistent, good booking? Then he get back to doing his championship matches. He won't win the championships. He did it before in the past. I don't see him doing it again. But do that with other superstars that's in the mid carder. See what can they do to mid carder, and sometimes give them opportunities at a championship match. It makes it refreshing right there. That's what they got to do because a lot of superstars in W not going to be top stars, but still give opportunities to these people on the roster. And the W would not do that right there. Their thing is, you know what? We're going to rely on John Cena. How much can John Cena do? And that's why the company is so stale because they only know how to do one thing. Let's rely on John Cena. I mean, come on. Do something different. Try to see who can be that next guy. But of course, you all have politics also. So that's why a lot of guys don't get the opportunity of going after that brass rank also, which we all know a lot of politics is in professional wrestling. So that's all W got to do is let's see who can get over with the crowd and let's try something with them. Because for some reason, one part I do not get in WWE when a certain guy get over like Cesaro, they just pull the rug under their feet. For what? It's just something I just don't understand with W. And that's all you got to do. Give chances to these superstars on your roster and let's see what can they do down the line. If they're not going to be a top star like a John Cena, you can find other ways to do something with those guys on the roster to make an entertaining show every single week on Monday Night Raw. Because everybody in WWE that's really in the mid card, when they try to do something with them, they very inconsistent. It's very inconsistent booking every single week on WWE television. And all they got to do is, if you're not going to be a top star, just be a mid carder. Get over with the crowd. We're not going to push you. You're going to be good as a mid carder. You could be an Intercontinental champion, a United States champion, but you also make those belts relevant. And that's all W got to do with the roster. I hope this may just come to that conclusion right there. If you're not going to be a top star, we can still do certain things with you. Because for some reason, if you're not going to be a top star, you're like, okay, we felt this push right here with this superstar right here. Oh, we're going to push him like Rob that. And that's what they always do. There's nothing wrong with somebody failing. You can always do something with a certain superstar if they fail at something. And that's all W got to do. But for some reason, this man do not want to do that. Look at Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, now look. Bray Wyatt is really good to me. He had a lot of momentum. Now, look at him now. Nothing. And they still ain't doing nothing really with him at all. They did a lot of good things with him early. All of a sudden, they stopped. Why? What's the reason to give up on Bray Wyatt? You're not going to be a top star in the company. You can still do other things with him to make him very relevant. And right now, Bray Wyatt is not relevant. There's a lot of superstars on the roster that is not relevant. And that's WWE fault. I don't give all the blame to the superstar on the roster because if you're not going to be a top star, you're just not a top star. But you can also still be something at the end of the day. You can be a really good superstar just as a mid-carder. Because back in the day, you had superstars who were just good mid-carders and that's it. You had good man inventors who were just good man inventors, good mid-carder who just good mid-carder. Ain't nothing wrong with that right there. Everybody's not going to be a top star in the company. I know that already. But you got to give chances to these superstars. And let's see what can they do. If they fail, they fail. If they pass, they pass. And that's all WWE got to do with the roster. So hope Vince McMahon and W created someday get that through their head. But I highly doubt it. In 2015, we're going to see the same thing from WWE. I do not know who's going to break out in 2015. Hopefully, Roman Reigns break out. to be that next star. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, who knows? But just the way it is in World Wrestling Entertainment. Hopefully in 2015 we see some changes, and let's see what Vince McMahon and the creative team get opportunities to search superstar, and let's see what can they do in 2015. So I'm gonna see on this video. I know it's been a couple days since I made a video, and it's been a long video, about 10 minutes. I haven't really done a 10-minute video in years, but this was worth it right here. So don't forget, hold up, give me your thoughts on this video first, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.